name's Olivia, and I am free.
Hey, what's up? So today's video is going to be hopefully super quick, and it's just going to be how I set up my infusions. And so I don't know where that noise is coming from. Anyways, I always pre-pack my infusion bag. All the supplies are falling out. With my tubing, infusion bag, everything. Including 2 saline syringes and a heparin flush. And so first I'm going to turn on the pump, remove my infusion bag, and it's a lactated ringers and dextrose, so it has like electrolytes and sugar, all the things that my body is lacking. And then I'm going to remove my tubing, and I like to clamp this off. And then I'm going to remove that. And then there is I have to untangle the tubing. And then I'm going to remove this piece, if I can, and then remove this piece, and then put this in here. Now this part's kind of hard, especially if you have hypermobile fingers, because your thumb likes to bend the opposite way. It's really hard. Sometimes I have to have help with this because my joints don't like to cooperate. Okay, so after I get that in, and I have to make sure that it's to that line that's close enough. And then I'm going to take the pump, lift the handle. There's a little piece on here that needs to be removed. And so these are color coded. There's a blue arrow for this side and a yellow for this side. So obviously the blue goes on the side, if I can, like that, and then put it in here, and oh, didn't push it down hard enough. Okay, and now it's in the pump. Now I'm going to take it, and mine is pre-programmed, so I'm going to click yes, and then it says repeat prescription, click yes, and then it's going to go through just to make sure that everything is correct on here. And after it's done going through here, it is ready to prime. Now to prime it, first I have to unclamp. I like to leave the little sterile cap on. It's not airtight, so it's still going to get the infusion down to the end. Otherwise, if it was airtight, it would not allow me to do that. It would tell me that there's an occlusion. And then I'm just going to click prime. And then I'm going to click and hold the prime down. And it's going to prime, if I can keep my finger down on it. It's going to prime itself.
Eventually. One eternity later.
Getting closer. Drip out the top. And once I get those few drips, I'm going to hit yes to exit. Now this is for a curlin pump. It all depends on what kind of pump you have. Hopefully you'll have a similar model to mine so that this video is helpful. And then I'm going to hit run just so that it knows that it's already been primed and starting on a new program. And then I'm going to clamp it off, and I'm going to set the end of this in the sterile packaging that it came in. And I'm going to check the placement of my port before I actually hook up the infusion, because my home nurse told me to always do this so that I know that the infusion is going in the right place. And after wiping off the tip of this, I'm going to take my saline, get the air out. Okay. Connect it, and then I'm going to take off the clamp. Warning for people who don't like blood, because this is going to have blood draw back into it, hopefully, if it's in the right place. So first I'm going to push some through, and then I'm going to pull back, and got blood return. That was a little more than I wanted, but it's okay. Push the rest of that through. The pump is getting angry at me because I'm not hooked up to it. And now I'm going to put a cap on. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm just setting my pump into the backpack. If you don't have an infusion bag, then you would just be putting it on an IV pole. My IV pole doesn't have a pump holder or a pump stand. I don't know why they gave me one without one, because now I have to set my backpack onto the pump instead of just doing the pump and the bag on there. But then I am going to, so if you have a infusion backpack, which this does come in handy when I am doing an infusion and I want to go somewhere. Otherwise, I'd be stuck at home for hours every other day because that's how often I have to do my infusions. So I'm really thankful that I have this. And I cannot secure this. Okay, so then I am going to get this secured down here, and the pump is now going to come over here. Now, I don't know if this bag just wasn't meant for a curlin pump or whatever, because I have to twist the IV line when I put it into the bag like that, just so that it's facing the window. Otherwise, there's no other way to put it in here. Trust me, I've sat here for like an hour once trying to figure out if there was another way to do this, and there's not. So then I'm going to take this. Sorry, this is really hard to do backwards. Take the line and put it in there just like that. And my backpack has 2 exits. One here. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, my filming is not very good. And it also has one up here at the top. So I've realized that with my backpack, hold on. I've realized that with my backpack, it's easier to do the line out the side of the bag instead of out the top, because it would come out right here, which would sit up at the top of my bag, and it gets tangled around the sides. And especially because I like to have my little, I named him Joey, my best friend Josh and I won this together at Dave & Buster's, and so, and he's been with me a lot through all of my medical stuff. So I put him on here, and his name is Joey, and I like to keep him on there. So I don't put the infusion line at the top. Instead, I keep Joey on there, and I put the infusion line at the bottom. Anyways, after that, you just zip it up, and you press run. That's it. That's how simple it is. Hopefully this video helped, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!